back to Inside the USFL podcast, giving you an inside look at the USFL from someone on the inside. To my right, if you're watching the video version, is Jordan McRae, Birmingham Stallions center. I am Zach Bruner, and practices obviously just started in the USFL this past week. How are things starting out, Jordan? Do you are you getting in a schedule yet, a rhythm, or is it still pretty fresh out there?
No, we just had our second day of pads today, so we're getting into a schedule. Things have been going good, really gelling with the guys, especially on the offensive line, and doing a lot of good things in practice and having fun out there.
Yeah, I would assume it's a lot of new, and we talked about, I think just last week, about building chemistry with people pretty quickly. Do you think that is, actually forming pretty quickly since you guys are basically all living together with each other a lot? Is the chemistry developing quicker than, say maybe some past football leagues or something?
No, yeah, I definitely think so. And because it's such a small group already, we only have 8 offensive linemen in the room, and a lot of really good guys, talented players as well, but guys with some character too. So gelling really well. Even after the end of the day, a lot of the guys come in here will go over plays and just talk about some of the experiences we had playing already. So it's been going good so far.
So 8 offensive linemen,
Mm-hmm.
talking practices and pads. Are you mostly doing individual work? Are you going up against the D linemen, or what's that look like?
So we got to be obviously a little bit more careful because it's not a full camp. In a lot of other leagues, you'll have 15 guys or something like that, a full 3 lines. So guys have to be versatile. We do a lot of individual and stuff on air, but we have to get after it too. So we have 2 or 3 team periods a day, just making sure everybody's playing hard but staying safe, nobody on the ground, things of that nature. So, but it's been going well so far. Guys are taking care of themselves and taking care of their teammates, so it's been good.
Has there been any, again, we talked about this before, about people showing up to camp in shape. Has there been any sort of searching to figure out if everyone's in shape? Are you doing a lot of conditioning? Or is it truly like, hey, we don't have a lot of time. We got to install the offense. We got to do all this stuff?
Yeah, it's hard to tell, but we had a conditioning test that was like a league-wide conditioning test.
Okay.
Everybody pretty much passed it, so and we really just got to get in shape by playing. So, but most of the guys came here in shape already, especially from our team. Everybody's been doing well.
And I guess maybe you wouldn't know. It's more of sort of the back end stuff. Is there like a player pool of players that haven't been drafted? Maybe they're technically USFL free agents. Like, is there people on short notice? Are there people down in that Birmingham bubble just waiting for a call? Do you know?
Yeah. So from my knowledge, anyone who wasn't drafted but was in the pool was notified that they were going to be on the short list and to stay healthy and we're going into the camp with a short amount of bodies. So if anything happens, then they would be the first people that would be called. So the people from the draft pool that weren't drafted are essentially on the short list.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. We got a question here from Andrew Squire on Facebook. And I guess we can talk about the entire practice schedule. You talked about a little bit beforehand about how, there's certain teams get certain slots and you take a bus over there. His first question, though, is what do you and maybe some of the other guys like to do on the bus rides to practice? Is it a long bus ride or what is the
It's
entire
not too
process?
bad. We have the furthest drive. Most places they're going to are like 20 minutes away. So I know one of the sites is Miles College. I forget the other site, and we go to Hoover High School to practice. And sometimes we'll go to Legion Field also. Legion Field is one of the spots as well. That's like 10 or 15 minutes away. Hoover is about 25 minutes. And a lot of the time, guys are joking, at least from our team standpoint. The topic of the discussion the last couple of days is who's the GOAT in basketball. A lot of LeBron fans, a lot of Kobe fans, a lot of my MJ fans, but that's really all we've been talking about. But just stuff to take your mind off football, and then obviously that's after practice. But beforehand, the guys are really going through plays and looking at the script, making sure that their assignments are going to be right and things of that nature.
Okay. And you talked about before that there were going to be some scrimmages before
Hmm.
actual games. Do you know when those are yet?
Um, there hasn't been like a specific date told to us, but what I've heard is the last Thursday before camp. So I'm not sure what date that is. I think it's like the 6th or the 7th. We're
Sure.
supposed to be scrimmaging, or not even scrimmaging, just a joint practice with another team. So like one-on-ones, team drills, inside runs, stuff like that is what I've heard so far, but nothing set in stone.
Okay. Yeah, those will be big just to figure out where you guys actually are.
Yeah, for
Um,
sure.
I wasn't going to talk about this yet, but not now that we're talking about where you guys are. I'm a big
Hmm.
sports betting guy.
Okay.
For the people listening who don't know, and Birmingham Stallions have the worst betting odds to win it all. So I need you. I mean, it's an early look, but let's figure this out because you win everywhere you go. We've already talked about this.
Yeah.
Do you think that's bullshit, or do you think that's an accurate assumption?
I don't think it's accurate because I don't know what you would exactly be basing that off of. Like
Yeah.
maybe somebody thinks one quarterback is better than the next, but it takes a whole team to win. I feel like we're doing a really good job, and obviously we got to wait till the 16th to see how we stack up against some of these other teams. But I'll put us up against anybody at this point. You know how our team is flowing.
Okay. All I hear is that they're giving me more opportunity to make more money. So I'm just going to do that then. I'll put that
Exactly.
bet in. Uh, also from Andrew on Facebook, and not to,
Mm.
I guess, throw anybody under the bus, but which teammates are you getting along with best so far?
Um, I'd have to say like my whole group of offensive linemen. So Cam is playing right next to me. Cam Hunt, uh, Marquez Tucker, Tank, Ryan Pope. Ryan Pope is a character. Um, Matt Snow, O'Shea, and Harp. All them guys are really good guys. Good football players too, and very versatile. So it just makes for a better room when all guys know what they're doing, what everybody's doing, and can just hop in and hop out. So all those guys are real good guys. So I would say those seven.
Versatile. We've talked about you before being, I guess it might have been the conversation from a couple years ago, but
Mhm.
you really worked on some pass set stuff when you were playing indoor
Yeah.
to complement your running game. Do you think the offensive line as a whole leans a certain direction in terms of we're going to pound, we're going to come at you, or do you guys think you specialize in that pass pro?
I feel like we have, for the most part, a balanced offensive line. Like whatever is going to be called for us to do that day, depending on what the defense is going to give us, we're going to be able to accomplish. We got a really balanced group up front. Guys that are good, maybe specialize in one area, but that doesn't mean that they're lacking in the next. So whatever is called for us to do, we're going to be able to do.
How much experience in past leagues or how much responsibility has been put on you to make those calls at the line? Has it been mostly you in these leagues, or has it been the quarterbacks like calling out the mic and stuff?
We're going to be working together. And when I played in the XFL, it was mostly all me. But now the quarterback has to know a little bit about why we're making these calls. So 9 times out of 10, he'll probably make it before I do. But at the end of the day, he has to say so. So if I make a call that I feel is right and he sees something different, we gotta work with him. And as long as he knows where he's gonna be has to be hot at, or where the pressure is gonna be coming from, we can't be wrong.
Right, right. Question from we'll go Jake Osman here, one of my podcast co-hosts.
Hmm.
I'm not sure if the USFL has talked to you guys about this at all yet, but if someone does get a call from an NFL team to go to the practice squad to go to some of these mini camps, I guess early on, do you know what
Hmm.
that process is like yet?
So from what I've heard, and I'm not exactly sure how it's gonna go, but you're not out of your contract until the end of the season.
Okay.
So that falls right in line with training camp for the NFL. But if somebody called for like a mini camp invite, and maybe they'll allow it, but from what I know is that we have to play out the year, and then any NFL opportunities afterwards we're free to do.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Again, especially it goes back to this, but the media rights for this league are so big, so you can't be like, hey, Packers called. I'm gonna peace out. Find a new starting center for Sunday
Yeah,
or
so
Saturday. Like that'd be
yeah, that
bad for
would be tough.
TV for sure. Um, Also from Jake, with football being such a small world, I think we must have talked about this on a past show.
Mhm.
How careful are you not to burn bridges with some other players and coaches? I would assume he's talking about maybe like opponents. Like if
Yeah.
you're a talker, I don't know if you're a talker on the field, but uh, how careful do you got to be not to just completely go at somebody?
Um, I mean, I feel like with how small of a world football is, you can't burn bridges, but talking trash on the field, I don't think it's burning the bridge. That's just part of the game. But
Yeah.
I mean, you always want to make good impressions on coaches, whether that be the coach that you're playing for or the coach that you're going against. Be respectful to them; they're going to be respectful to you. So, um, yeah, I think it is very important not to burn those bridges because you never know that coach knows that may be able to help you to get wherever you want to go, or you might be able to help them, vice versa. So.
Are you a talker on the field though, or not usually?
Yeah, it depends though. Like probably in the beginning of the game or the beginning of the drive. I really only talk when I'm talked to. I try to let my pads do the talking.
Sure, gotcha. From Go Dogs on Reddit. We'll finish up with some of his questions here.
Okay.
But what's been the typical day schedule down there? What's been a day in the life of the USFL so far?
So for us at least, we meet in the mornings, probably around 7:30 or 8. Then we have morning practices at 10:30, and breakfast is being served at all these times. And go to practice for about 2.5 hours, make our way back here, and we'll get a little bit of a break one day, or we'll have weights the next day or that day. So I'll say about like 12:30 to 2:30, 3 o'clock. We're either going to be lifting or taking our break, and then we'll have about 3 hours of meetings to end the day. So we usually finish up around 6:30 every day, and they'll have segments for us to have lunch, breakfast, lunch, and dinner at all those points.
Do they have a gym popped up at the hotel? Or are you training at the facilities you have practice?
No, so they actually turned one of the ballrooms at the bottom of the hotel into a weight room. It's a pretty big one too, and that's the weight room and training room. So guys need treatment. This would be the time that they will go, and then you'll probably see another team in there lifting while you're getting your treatment.
Cool. Yeah, that's nice then actually.
Oh yeah, no, everything is just right here, so it has been pretty clutch.
Last one from him we'll talk about at least today. And again, send questions to Inside USFL on Twitter. Message or send a comment in the comment section on YouTube, youtube.com/Flurry Sports, or in the comment section wherever you see the episode shared to. But he wants to know, he asked who you play like, who you think you play like, maybe a pro comparison. But is there any other linemen that you've watched over the years that you try to model yourself after, that you take some stuff from?
Um, I wouldn't say like a particular player, but I just see like a lot of different techniques being used and see if it fits my build because a lot of stuff that works for one player won't work for me. Like if I try to do something Tyron Smith does, who's 6'7", 300 pounds, super long arms, it's not gonna fit me. I'm 6'3",
Right.
320. But from the center position, guys that I really like are Ryan Jensen, is a really, really, really good football player. Corey Lindsley, I played with in Green Bay, and is a real strong player, and I like a lot of the things that he does as well. But if I see something that I feel like will be beneficial for my skill set, I'm just gonna try to take it and put it in my toolbox. So not necessarily a particular player, but I watch everybody, and if I'm a fan of something you do, and I feel like it works for me, then I'm gonna try to use it.
You've moved positions across the offensive line
Hmm.
when asked. You've been versatile. how much can you take from players that play guard or play tackle? Are there actual techniques that you think that you can fit into your game at the center position?
Yeah, for sure. Because you don't know what kind of technique you're gonna get on you. So like if I have a shade that's right on my shoulder, or if I'm playing against a guy that's gonna be wide, like closer to the guard on the two eye, then maybe I can use some guard techniques as soon as I snap the ball. Because once I snap the ball, I'm the same as everybody else. So I might take some things that a guard would do, or take some things that maybe a tackle would do if I do have to kick out wide. But it just recognizing the kind of technique you're going to be playing against, and then seeing what's going to be the most successful for you and the type of player that you are.
That makes sense to me. And again, we'll be back next week. Again, drop any questions you want answered about the USFL. You can even ask questions about other football leagues because Jordan McRae not only played in those, he dominated those. Check his Twitter bio. He has his full resume posted there. But again, this was Jordan McRae. I'm Zach Bruner. This was Inside the USFL. We'll see you next week.